Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. The first story is called Taking Pictures. I work for a freight delivery company, drive a semi-truck, and usually go out with 10 to 15 deliveries a day. Our policy is that when you deliver to our residence, you have to take a picture with the work phone as an additional proof of delivery. That has morphed into now, if the delivery receipt says residential, you have to take a picture of it, regardless if it's going to a business or a house. There are so many small details on a receipt that can get missed, so this is an important detail. One day last week, I had a delivery for Laura Lopez. It was being delivered to a construction company that Laura is an employee of. The receipt does not say it's residential. I make the delivery and leave. No picture. The next morning, my jerk of a supervisor says, "I have a write-up for you." Puzzled, I asked her for what. For the Laura Lopez delivery yesterday. It was residential. I explained to her that it was at a business and the receipt did not say residential. She wasn't having it. I should also mention that she and I butt heads often, and she's been trying to get rid of me for some time. I told her that we needed to go talk to my manager about it. So we do, and he sides with me, because she has no ground to stand on. This infuriates her. I tell her that under no circumstances will this be an issue again. That day is when I start my malicious compliance. I take pictures with the work phone at every stop. What happens is when I hit depart on the work phone, it sends a pop-up to her computer with the picture, and she has to acknowledge it before she can do anything else on her computer. I crashed her computer 3 times that day. At one stop, I took 20 pictures. I get a call from her, telling me that I have to stop taking pictures. I politely tell her that I'm covering myself and will not go against policy. "I'm giving you an order." I laugh and hang up. Sure, she wrote me up for it. I don't even argue. I say we need to take it to my manager. I walk in and he says, "What now?" I tell him the story. He looks at her, takes the write-up and rips it up. Are you seriously writing him up for overperforming? She had no words, and I still take a picture at every stop because I'm petty. The next story is called Take a Message. I work in claims, and because we are long-term personal injury claims, we are not considered a call center, but we do take calls from our claimants, and need to be available to take calls from claimants. On average, I receive about 6 to 8 calls a day, but generally only 4 of those are for me. Recently, there has been a trend of some colleagues putting themselves on unavailable for long periods of time, 3+ hours daily, to avoid calls. And when you reach out to ask if they are free for a call, they don't respond until it's been at least 5 minutes, because in that time, you've probably ended the call for them anyway. I'd taken a call for a colleague named Sally already, and in a department of 100+ colleagues, 2 calls for one person is unusual. When I received another call, but this time it was from an external complaints buddy, wanting to ask Sally some question, which at that stage not yet a complaint. At 2:32, I message Sally to ask if she's free, and while I rate, I get the background from the nice external complaints person. At 2:42, she replied and said, "Sorry, I was just on a call. Everything okay?" And I immediately replied, saying, "No, they are still on the call and I can transfer you." Sally immediately backtracks and says, "Sorry, I'm still on the call. Can you take a message?" What Sally doesn't know is that I can see her status, and it's set to Do Not Disturb and not on a call. So I know she's just trying to get out of taking calls. But I just agreed and decided instead of resolving the call, I would take a message and pass it on. As requested, I took a message from the nice external complaints person, as I wasn't able to resolve the query. I confirmed that I would escalate it urgently to Sally's manager and our internal complaints team. as they wanted to know about an urgent payment that hadn't been processed in a week. Sally immediately replied and said I should have said who it was and she'd have taken the call. That's so odd. I thought she was on a call. The last story is called Motivate Him. This happened around mid-2006. I was a low-level team leader in a tech consulting company. I was in charge of 2 teams of 3 each. The client was a bank. If you've ever worked with a bank, you know that technology moves pretty slowly there. For instance, the project we worked on was in Java 1.3, which got deprecated in March 06. One of the guys on my team, let's call him Max Powers, was the kind of guy who was always trying to be on the cutting edge of everything. We had him working on the project, and he asked several times to migrate the project to a newer version of Java, or be assigned to a project with more up-to-date tech. There were. He was just assigned to this one, but I couldn't do any of those things. I knew he was unmotivated because of this, and I was also pretty bummed about having to work with outdated technology. So we both started researching open source tools to use in the company that were cutting edge, and proposed some improvements to our manager. He liked the idea, so he formed a task force to create tools for the company. The task force was Max and myself. However, this was a side job. Our main responsibilities were still on the bank project. One day, on our team, project leaders and managers meeting, we were talking about desired and undesired rotation, people leaving the company, and how to stop it. I brought Max's case up, saying that having someone extremely focused on cutting-edge tech, doing boring, outdated stuff, was probably the recipe for undesired rotation. The manager said, "You are wrong. This is totally desired rotation. We want people motivated to work here." "He's not," I said. "But he's not because you are unwilling to move him to a project with better tech. Plus, he's one of our best assets by a mile. He's doing the work of 2 to 3 people and the task force. We wouldn't want him to leave. It would be a problem." The manager said, "Then it's your fault. You have to motivate him better." I stopped arguing. To me, Max leaving was a case of undesired rotation. It was a problem for my planning, and it was losing someone whom I saw as one of the top assets available in the company. But the manager said that I needed to motivate Max better. Cue Malicious Compliance. So I did. I motivated him to get out of the company. He wasn't going to be allowed to work on cutting-edge projects there. He found a new and exciting job in no time. We struggled to cover him. We had to hire 2 more devs, and the task force came to an end. I couldn't do it just by myself, and the rest of the devs weren't as interested in it. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.